Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Chrissy. This is my model, Adam. And this is an all levels class. I'll be giving some options for kind of modifications in any really challenging poses, but I do want to offer more challenging poses as well. So please just go at your own pace, listen to your body, do what feels good. Um, Great, so we're going to start in a comfortable seat. And you can sit on a block or a pillow. You can bring your knees forward and put your feet around the edges of the block if that feels good. And then we'll just finding our comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall. Your hands can rest on the tops of your thighs, palms up or down. You can let your eyes drift closed if that feels good for you. And just center yourself, finding your breath here. Focusing your senses on the present moment. Allowing the breath to fill your belly on your inhale and contract your belly as you release on your exhale. Throughout your practice today, as I mentioned, I really encourage you to listen to your body, go at your own pace, and also to return to your breath anytime the practice gets intense or challenging. You're in an uncomfortable shape. And you can always return to child's pose or take the easier modification. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open gently. Remove anything, any props that you might be sitting on, those off to the side. And then let's come to hands and knees in tabletop. So bringing your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tops of your feet can press into the mat, and maybe you even wrap the pinky toe edge of your feet down. So you're really spreading down through your toes. And then on your inhale, send your sit bones and your gaze up to the ceiling. Let your belly drop, your heart can get heavy. Exhale, press the floor away from your hands and knees and reach up through the back of the heart. Chin drops into the chest. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, press the floor away. You can take a couple more on your own here. And I just want to make the point that sometimes I will definitely be giving breath cues throughout our practice today. But if at any point you need to exhale and I haven't said exhale yet, then again, please listen to your body and do what you need to do. Just suggestions linking our breath to movement. And then the next time you gaze up, maybe you can take a look over your right shoulder. Maybe you send your right hip over to the right, and then over your left shoulder, getting a little bit longer through the right side waist, back and forth. You can even kind of barrel roll your chest, just really waking up your spine here. Great. And then on your next exhale, press the floor away from your hands, tuck your toes, and send your hips up and back for down dog. You can take a moment to pedal out your feet. And then just a few alignment cues for you here. Root down through the big toe knuckle of your feet. Look back to your feet and make sure that your heels are disappearing behind your toes. Put a slight Bend in your knee, not so much that it's even perceivable, but just enough to get a little bit higher in the hips so that you're not locking out the knee joints. And then rotate your upper outer arms down. And so much so that your elbow creases roll forward. Press down through the knuckles of your hands and lift up through the back of your heart to fill this space. Bring your ears between your biceps. Take a moment to pedal out your legs one at a time. And then inhale, bend your knees, look forward. And then exhale, walk to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to your shins or to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down through your toes, reach your arms up, palms kiss at the top. Exhale, drag your hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and step your feet back to high plank. Pause here in high plank for a moment. And again, bring the heels directly over your toes. We're going to go for very similar alignment cues. Tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly button in and up. Press the floor away from your hands, and then see if you can lift up through the back of your heart space. Really press into my fingers here, Adam. Great. And then on your next exhale, bend the elbows back by your sides as you slowly lower down, but don't go all the way unless you need to. See if you can pause there in a chaturanga. And then flip your toes, inhale, up dog, or you can also take baby cobra. Exhale, send your hips up and back for down dog. Beautiful. And then take a couple more breaths here, just warming up the body. You can fidget if you need to. Maybe roll out your ankles a little bit, waking up your body. It is 8 a.m. after all. You can see Adam's looking under one armpit. You can kind of loosen up the neck, looking side to side. Shake your head yes and no. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk forward. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. You can hang here for a moment. Shift your weight forward slightly so that you're still rooted down through all four corners of each foot. Soft bend in your knees, send your butt bones up. Maybe you grab for opposite elbows and just let your head and neck hang. You can bend so deeply into your knees that your belly makes contact with the tops of your thighs. Then just notice how that changes the pose. Then see if you can send your sit bones up a little bit higher and find a little bit more of a release in the low back. On your next exhale, release your elbows. And then you're going to bend your knees and sit back for chair pose. So arms reach up, sit your hips back, and then see if you can get your knees directly over your ankles. So draw the knees back if you can, Adam. And then lifting up, reaching those upper outer arms forward, pinky edges of the hands come forward. See if you can sit your hips down just a little bit more. And a little bit more. All the way down to the floor. Very slowly. There we go. Great. So graceful. And then now that you're in your seat, You're going to grab the backs of your knees. Make sure you stay on your sit bones, not your tailbone. Sit up nice and tall. And then see if you can engage the core, buckle those hip points together in the front, draw the belly button in and up, relax the shoulders down the back, and then float the heels up. Don't go too far so that you roll onto your tailbone, but you're trying to lift the heart, draw the shoulders down your spine, and then see how much you can get your legs. Maybe you start to play with straightening them. Keep drawing the belly button in, aiming for a flat back. Maybe your hands float up, palms face each other, pinky sides down. Really draw that belly button in and up, waking up the core. Option to stay here, or on your exhale, you can straighten your legs and lay back, keeping your shoulders and head lifted up, palms face up, heels float. On your next exhale, come back up, boat pose. Couple of breaths here. And on your next exhale, float it down. Gaze looks down to your toes, lifting the head and shoulders. And then on your next exhale, float up. Beautiful. And then plant your feet on the floor. You can use your hands to get yourself up if you want, or you can rock yourself up and down a couple of times, getting the momentum to come back up to standing for chair pose. Beautiful. And then bringing your feet parallel, sit your hips back, bring your knees over your ankles. Tuck your tailbone under just slightly. And then engage your core. So draw the belly button in and up. And I'm not talking about sucking the belly button into your spine, but just really engaging these iliopsoas muscles, all of your core muscles. And then exhale, let it go. Get out of there. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Nice flat back. Send the crown of your head forward. Tuck your chin in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. Exhale, drag your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. And when your palms hit the ground, send those heels back for high plank. Pause here in high plank for a moment. Tucking the tailbone under. Draw the belly in and up towards the spine. And then see if you can come to tented fingers in just your right hand. Hold it here for a moment. And then replace your right hand. Tent your fingers on the left hand. Replace your left hand. Draw the elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward, drop the left heel, and come up for warrior one. All one breath here, all one exhale, plant your hands, step back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Drop the right heel. Inhale, come up for warrior one. All one exhale, drop the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit the hips up and back for chair pose. I guess up and back. Does that make sense? Pausing here for a moment. Take a couple of breaths here and see if you can make this just 5% more challenging for yourself. I'll give you a few cues for it. So again, bringing the knees over the ankles. Sit the hips down a little bit more. And then see if you can draw the shoulders away from the ears so that you're not getting a schneck. Would be a shoulder neck. And then draw those upper outer arms forward. See if you can bring the pinky side of your fingers just a little bit closer together here without lifting up through the shoulders. And then get so strong through the core that you get a little bit lighter in the arms. And then send it up to standing. Palms kiss at the top. Your gaze can look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach down to reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands, step back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. And then inhale, come forward to high plank. Lift up through the back of your heart space. Get strong through these shoulders here. And then come down to forearms. Beautiful. Keep the tailbone tucked in. You have such a good plank, Adam. Heels over the toes. And then option to stay here, or you can start to walk your feet in, send your hips up for dolphin pose. Keep looking down to the floor. Let those heels disappear behind your toes. And let the heart melt forward. And then you can either walk your way back out of it, or you can plant your right hand where your right elbow is. And then your left hand, maybe that's not possible. I think it is. But if that's not in your practice today, then send those hips up and back. Either way, we're coming to down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, reach your arms up for crescent. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up for crescent, one breath. Square the hips forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. All one exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, send the hips up and back. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up, palms kiss at the top. Exhale, drag your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back to chair pose. And again, see if you can back those knees up a little bit. Maybe you even lift all 10 toes off the floor. Draw the belly in and up away from the thighs. even if just energetically. And then see if you can get a little bit higher. Lift up through the shoulders. Reach those arms. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Then inhale, come forward to high plank. Inhale, sorry, on your next inhale, lift the right toes just slightly. And then draw that right knee up to your chest, towards your nose. You can stay there. If you want a little bit more challenge, bring it to the right tricep. And then maybe down to the right wrist. Back up to the right tricep. Back to the center. And then step it back. Send your hips up and back for down dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Flip the left toes. Draw the left knee forward. Bring the left knee over to your left tricep. Drop it to your left wrist. Back up to the left tricep. Back to center and step it back. Send your hips up and back for down dog. Lift up through the back of your heart. Rotate these upper outer arms forward. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, drag your hands down to Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. And pause here. This time, step your feet together. And then drop the outer edge of your right foot over to the right. Step your left foot on top of that one, or you can stagger left foot in front. And we're coming into side plank. Reach your left arm up. Option to stay here, or you can step the left foot behind you and take wild thing. Beautiful. And then listen carefully. As you send your left hand back to the floor, swing the left leg around and step it by the left hand. Excellent. Then you can come down to forearms if you'd like. You can drop your knee if that feels good for you, your right knee. Taking lizard pose. Take a couple of breaths here. And then if your right knee is down, tuck your right toes and lift your right thigh. And lift your right thigh a little bit more. See if you can get these hips square. And then plant your hands if you're on forearms. Step your left foot back and come up to a down dog. Nice big exhale here. Inhale, bend your knees. Look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. Exhale, drag your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back to high plank. Pausing here for a moment. You can stay in high plank. You can also always take a child's pose if that's better for you today. But I'm going to encourage you to drop over. We're going to do side plank on the other side. So bring your feet together, roll to the outer edge of your left foot. You can stack or stagger your right foot. Reach that right arm up for the sky. See if you can cover that right hip a little bit more to the right. Draw the belly button in and up. And then option to take wild thing on this side. So step the right foot back, reach the arm up and back, lift up through the back of your heart. You can stay here as long as you'd like, but when you're ready, you can plant that right hand and then send the right foot up. And then of course, the option to come down to elbows. You can drop the left knee. You can also roll to the outer edge of your right foot and send the right knee out to the side a little bit more. So you're kind of on that outer edge of the right foot, really opening up into the right hip. And then tuck the left toes, lift the left knee if it's down. And really lift up through the back of that left thigh. Hug the right knee in to your right shoulder. So coming off of the outer edge. And then come up to hands, step the right foot back. You can always child's pose if you need to. Otherwise, on your exhale, elbows hug your ribs, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Releasing those shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down, plant your hands, step back, chaturanga, all one exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, send the hips up and back. Beautiful. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent. Take a few breaths here on your own. Put a soft bend in the left knee. Tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly button in, and lift up through the ribs so that your arms can extend a bit. Hips are squared forward. Right knee is not dropping out to the right, it's hugging into the midline. And on your next exhale, send your hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up for crescent. And get that left knee over the left ankle. See if you can draw the right hip into the midline and square that right hip forward. Then following all the same cues from the other side, stitch those front ribs together. Lift up through the heart. Drop the shoulders down the spine, tuck your chin. And then get a little straighter in the right leg. Imagine you're balancing something important on that leg. You don't want to drop it. You don't want it to slide down to your calf. And then on your next exhale, send your hands down, step your left foot back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up to crescent. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Stepping that outer edge of the left foot down. Let's see if you can turn this foot in to a 45-degree angle. Draw the right knee over the right ankle and hug it into the midline. So it's not coming in too much, not jutting out. Tuck your tailbone. Shoulders are over your hips. Doing great. Get a little stronger through the arms. Gaze looks over the middle finger, right middle finger. And then inhale, straighten the right leg. Palms kiss at the top. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, warrior two. And then drop the left hand to the left thigh, straighten the arm and bring it up overhead for exalted warrior, first warrior. Maybe that left arm reaches around your low back. And on your next exhale, send your hands down to frame your right foot. Step your right foot back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up to crescent. And drop those shoulders away from the ears. Really, really wrap those upper outer arms. Lift up from the ribs all the way to the fingertips. And then on your exhale, drop the right heel. Seal the outer edge of the right heel down and come into warrior two. You can go heel to heel alignment or heel to back arch. Beautiful. And then really karate chop the wall behind you. Hold this for a couple more breaths. Find your ujjayi breath here, that subtle constriction in the back of your throat. Look at how good that looks. That's just really beautiful. Inhale, straighten your left knee, palms kiss at the top. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. And then drop your right hand to your right thigh or wrap it around your low back. And reverse warrior, sending the left arm up and over. Nice stretch through the left ribs. On your next cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Step back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, sit back to chair pose. Again, send those knees over the ankles. Sit the hips back a bit more. And then see if you can get your thighs parallel to the floor. Really rooting down through all four corners of your feet. And then notice if your shoulders are creeping up into your neck. See if you can lower them down a little bit. And then bring your palms together. On your exhale, bring them to your heart center. And then slowly start to twist, hooking the left elbow to the right knee, or maybe even the left tricep to the right knee. And then hug that left hip into the midline. As you press your palms together, open your heart up to the right. Gaze looks to the right. Stack your forearms so that the right forearm is directly above the left. Hugging everything into the midline. Take a few breaths here, really twisting at the belly button here. Notice if you can find just 5% more softness. If you need a water break, you can always take one. And your next exhale, dive forward, let it all go. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit back to chair pose. You're gonna bring your hands to your heart center again. This time twisting over to the left, right elbow or right tricep hooking the left knee. Send those hips back. Hug the right hip into the midline. Notice if your knees are even. And soften your face. Relax your jaw. Notice if you're gripping anywhere. Next exhale, send it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Send your fingertips down and then up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands, step back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up to crescent. And exhale, open it up to warrior two. Finding just a little kind of hinge in the hips without getting any, see if you can do it without getting too much shorter in the right side waist. And then drop the right elbow to the right knee, palm faces up. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Your gaze can look up. Option to stay here. But see if you can get a little longer through the right side waist. Option to stay here. You can come down if you have a block, or you can play with covering the right arm. Maybe you reach the right arm. And then come out of it the way that you went in. Inhale, cartwheel back up to warrior two. Straighten the right leg, keeping a soft bend in that knee. And then hinge forward, come to triangle pose. Your right hand can rest on your ankle, your shin. I encourage you to use a block. A couple more breaths here. Your gaze can look up, or sometimes I find it's easier on my neck to look down. And if you want a little bit more challenge, see if you can just let that right hand hang down. Maybe it presses into the side of your shin. And then on your next inhale, lift up and then reverse triangle. On your next exhale, bend the right knee, cartwheel your hands down. Step back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up to crescent. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Taking a couple breaths on this side, seal down through the pinky toe edge of the right foot. See if you can roll that ankle bone out just a little bit so that you're not sinking down into the arch edge of your foot. And then hinge yourself forward, bend the left elbow, let the left elbow find the knee, reach the right arm up. Your gaze can look up or down. Tuck the tailbone under. You'll notice that you find a little bit more length through this side of your back. And then again, option to hover the left elbow. You can send the left arm up to meet the right. Staying strong in the low body, engaging your core. And then when you're ready, come back out of it the way that you came in, back up to warrior two. And then straighten the left leg, keeping without locking it out. Hinge forward, then come down to triangle. Really sealing that pinky toe edge of the right foot down. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, come up. And exhale, reverse triangle. Come back up. Put a soft bend in the left knee and cartwheel your hands down. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a moment to pedal out the feet here. And then inhale the right leg up. And then we're going to set up for half pigeon. So exhale, step your right foot forward. You can step it over to the left wrist. Let the knee drop over to the right. Send this left leg straight back from your hip. And pull. And then like Adam is doing, sit up for a moment, square your hips. Flex the right toes back towards the shin if you can. And don't take this any farther than feels okay for your knee. You can stay there. You can reach your arms up. You might play with a little reverse prayer or heart openers. But when you're ready, you can fold over your right leg. Bring your forehead to the mat, or you can bring your palms down and stack them. If you need a little bit more support, you can rest your head on a block or on a book, pillow. And if this is just too much for you and this half pigeon is not in your practice today, or ever for that matter, you can come to your back in a figure 4, where your right ankle is crossed over your left knee and your hands grab the front edge of your left shin. And again, flex those right toes back towards your shin. Let your eyes close here. And soften your shoulders. We'll take another round of breath here. And then plant your hands. Draw your knee up. Slowly start to come out of it. And send your hips up and back for down dog. Noticing any difference between your right and left. Do a little scorpion pose if you are Adam. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step it forward for half pigeon on the left side. Right heel to left wrist. Sorry, I said that opposite. Left heel to right wrist. Knee down to the left. Flex your toes back towards your shin. And flip your right toes down, pressing through the top of your right foot. And then whatever feels good for your body on this side, if you want to do some heart openers sitting up or heel yourself forward. The restorative version is resting your head. And see if you can relax your shoulders away from your ears. Notice if you're gripping, holding on somewhere in your body, your jaw, your tongue, your hips, your mind. And breathe into that space. invite it to soften. Sometimes just bringing your awareness can be curative and be all that it takes to let go. We'll take one more round of breath here. You can tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, plant your hands, and then step your left foot back, sending your hips up and back for down dog. Just take a moment to pedal out your legs. Take scorpion on the left side. And then however you want to get there, you can bend your knees deeply, come down to all fours. We're going to come to a seat on our mat and come onto our backs. Pause for a sip of water. And we will be setting up for Shavasana here shortly. So if there's a sweater or a pair of socks nearby that you want to grab, you might want to grab them now. And then otherwise, go ahead and bend your knees, bring them into your chest. Use your arms to hug the fronts of your shins. And then keeping your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg. You can scoot your hips over to the left a little bit, or to the right, sorry. And then keeping both shoulders planted firmly to the ground. Use your left hand to draw your right knee across your body. Be gentle with yourself here, just releasing any tension in your spine. Your gaze can look over to the right arm extended out from your shoulder. Maybe your eyes close, your face softens. And then on your next inhale, draw your right knee back to center. Hug your left knee in. And pause here for a moment. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg, keeping the left knee hugged in this time. And send your hips over to the left a couple of inches like Adam just did. And then draw your left knee across your body, keeping your left shoulder planted. Gaze looks over to the left. Then close your eyes. And then on your next inhale, hug your left knee back to center and hug both knees into your chest. You can grab the outer edges of your feet and take happy baby for a moment. Rocking side to side. You can play with straightening one leg or both legs. And then if there's anything else that your body needs today before we take Shavasana, do it now. All right. Little cloud pose. If you want to do cloud pose with Adam, put your hands by your sides and press the palms of your hands into the floor. And then slowly roll your knees in up to your heart until your hips roll off of the floor, bending your legs over your head, keeping your head firmly planted on the floor, not moving it. And then you can clasp your hands behind your back if you want. Can give your neck and your shoulders a little bit more support. You can bring your toes to the floor if that feels good to you. I think I landed on my block accidentally. And then when you're ready to come out of it, plant your hands. Very slowly press into your hands as you roll back down. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and then just keep breathing. Extend your legs. Let your palms face up. Let your feet fall out to the sides. Setting up for Shavasana, the best pose of all time. Relax the little muscles around eyes. Let the front of your body get heavy into the back of your body. Planting yourself very firmly on your mat. Let yourself go here. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Slowly start to bring a little bit of life back into your fingers and toes, giving them a little wiggle. And take a nice deep inhale and stretch your arms overhead, pointing your toes if that feels good for you. And then on your exhale, roll over onto one side and cradle your head under your lower arm, resting in fetal position for a moment. This pose symbolizes rebirth, the beginning of a new cycle, which will be the rest of your day. And when you're ready, you can use your top hand to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. I invite you to keep your eyes closed if that feels good for you today. You can rest your hands on your knees or the tops of your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take a couple of breaths together. You can bring your hands to your heart center if that feels better for you. Inhale, breathe in through your nose into your belly. Pause full at the top. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale through the nose into the belly. Exhale, sigh it out. On the last one here, let's take a lion's breath on the exhale. Deep inhale through the nose. Pause full and hold it as long as you can. Maybe take in a little bit more air if you can. And when you can't hold it any longer, you can stick out your tongue, let out a big, ugly exhale. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can inhale and blink your eyes open. Continue breathing on your own. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you, Adam, for joining today. Namaste.